Shantavigrapu. Shantavigrapu. Ready? Ready for you? So part of the setting here this evening will be one of kirtan. So part of the setting here this evening will be one of kirtan. So the setting will be one of kirtan. Just now will be Gaura Artik. To gear up our consciousness for tomorrow's session, especially the installation of the Paduka, the slippers of their Lordship, Sri Sri Paramakana Nitai Gaurachandra, and the entire setting, the entire ceremony will be very special. We want to imbibe as much as possible. So in order for us to imbibe as much as possible, we want to assist all of us in gearing up our consciousness, preparing our consciousness for tomorrow's session. So without any further ado, we'd like to ask His Grace Shantavigraha Prabhu to do a little intro or a little highlight of some Gaura Katha Chaitanya Leela that the invitation would have highlighted. In between the kirtan there will be Chaitanya Leela. So kirtan and Chaitanya Leela, and of course Gaura Artik. So Shantavigraha Prabhu. In between the kirtan there will be Chaitanya Leela. So kirtan and Chaitanya Leela, and of course Gaura Artik.
Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatang Sahagna Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Anarpita charam chirat karunayavatirna kalau samarpaitu munatto jvalarasam swabhakti shriyam Hari purata sundara dyuti kadamba sandipita sada hridaya kandaris puratuva shachinandana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everyone together. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Once more loudly. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. May the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendentally situated in the innermost chambers of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has appeared in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most sublime and radiant mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. This verse is actually one of my favorite verses, and many years ago, about 20-something years ago, I was listening to a lecture by His Holiness Gorgovinda Swami, and he said that if you want to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, one of his favorite names to address him as is Sachinandana, the son of Sachi Devi. And it was demonstrated in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes after he took sannyas. A whole meeting was arranged at the house of Advaita Acharya, and Sachi Devi came there. And Lord Chaitanya, he saw his mother, he offered his respects, and he told her, "My dear mother, I don't know why I took sannyas. Some crazy thought came into my head and I did this. But if you tell me to renounce sannyas, I will do it. I will come back home and I will continue living in your house as your son." And Sachi Devi, she knew the culture. She didn't want her son to experience that embarrassment. But she had such deep affection for him, she didn't want to be separate from him too far. And so she asked him, "You don't have to give up your sannyas vows, but don't go too far away from me. You please reside in Jagannath Puri. And this way I can always get news of you. I can always send prasad from you. I can always get a message from you. And in this way I'll be satisfied." And out of deference to his mother, this is one of the reasons why the Lord settled in the city of Puri after taking sannyas. But Lord Chaitanya, when he manifested his pastimes, he wasn't always behaving as a devotee. He wasn't always a Hare Krishna. In his early years, he manifested his pastimes as a scholar. He was so brilliant. And as is sometimes accompanied by brilliance, there was a bit of an obnoxious attitude. The devotees, they were very much attracted to him, but at the same time, they wanted to keep some distance. One such devotee was Mukunda. Mukunda was a very dear friend of Lord Chaitanya. We sing about him every time we sing the Gaura Arti. Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Ghosha Adi Gaya. His special quality was he would sing so beautifully for the Lord. And there are many instances when the Lord wanted to hear kirtan, he would instruct Mukunda to sing personally. He was so dear to Lord Chaitanya. But before Lord Chaitanya began manifesting his pastimes as a devotee, as I mentioned, he was manifesting his pastime as an arrogant scholar. One day, he met Mukunda walking on the street. And he said to Mukunda, "My dear Mukunda, why do you always avoid my company? Why is it that sometimes when you see me walking down the street, you turn and you walk away?" Mukunda didn't respond. The Lord said, "Even though you try to avoid me on so many occasions, today you cannot avoid me. You are also a learned person. I want you to have a debate with me." And Mukunda thought, he's so brilliant. He's such an expert in Sanskrit grammar. What can I debate? What subject matter can I debate with him on? And Mukunda thought, let me have a discussion with him about alankars. And Lord Chaitanya, as was the norm, he he ran circles around Mukunda, who was thoroughly defeated. No point that Mukunda could raise was even a slight opposition to anything that Lord Chaitanya could respond. And finally, Mukunda accepted defeat. He couldn't respond to Lord Chaitanya's arguments. And Lord Chaitanya smiled at him. And he said, Mukunda, you should go home. You should go home and study your books a bit more. And next day we will meet and we shall have another discussion. Next day, Mukunda took the dust from the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, and as he turned around and was walking away, he closed his eyes and he thought to himself. He said, it is not possible for a human being to be possessed of so much learning. In fact, this person is so learned in all shastras and all subject matters. But alas, he is not a devotee of Krishna. And Mukunda thought to himself, if this Nimai were to become a devotee of Lord Krishna, I will never leave his company. So with that meditation, we'll now have the arati of the Lord. And we can meditate deeply on how the Lord has these beautiful exchanges with his devotees. And we can think, we can desire, what kind of exchange can I have with Lord Chaitanya if I were to see him face to face? And that opportunity is just now. When the curtain opens, we all have an opportunity to meet Lord Chaitanya face to face. And the exchange we have with him and how he reciprocates with us is a treasure that each of us can hold within our own hearts. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Jai Shri Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra Ki. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Kashobha. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Kashobha. Janavi Tatavani Jagamana Lobha. Janavi Tatavani जगमनलोभा Dakini taichan bame gadhadhara Nikati advaita shrini Vasa Chatradhara Boshe Yache Gaurachan Ratna Simhasane Boshe Yache Gaurachan Ratna Simhasane Arati Korina Brahma Arihivagane Narahari Adhi Kori Chamara Dhulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Bhashu Goshare Gaya Shanka bhaje ghanta bhaje baje karatala Shanka bhaje Gandha bhaje bhaje karatala Madhura mridhanga bhaje Paramarasala Madhura mridhanga bhaje Paramarasala Shanka bhaje Gandha bhaje Madhur 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 bhaje Shanka bhaje Gandha bhaje Madhur 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 bhaje মাধুর 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 ভজে মাধুর 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 ভজে মাধুর 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 ভজে মাধুর 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 ভজে নিতাই গৌরা হরে বল হরে বল হরে বল গৌরা হরে বল হরে বল হরে বল বাহু কোটি চন্দ্র জিনে বর্ধনা উজ্জ্বল বাহু কোটি চন্দ্র জিনে বর্ধনা উজ্জ্বল গালাধেশে বনমালা করে জলমালা শিবা সুখ নারাধা প্রেমে ঘর বাকাতি বিনোরে কে গরারা সম্পাদা বাকাতি বিনোরে কে গরারা সম্পাদা शिव जय जय गौरा चंद आरती शोभा शिव जय जय गौरा चंद आरती शोभा जानवे तथवानी जगा मना लोभा गौरांग आरतिक शोभा जगा जगा मना लोभा गौरांगे आरतिक शोभा जगा जगा मना लोभा जगा जगा मना लोभा जगा जगा मना लोभा जय परम करुणा जय निताय गौरा चंद्र जय परम करुणा जय निताय गौरा चंद्र करुणा जय निताय गौरा चंद्र नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण प्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी Iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatyadishatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Parama Karuna, Jaya Nita Gaura Chandra, Jaya Parama Karuna, Jaya Nita Gaura Chandra. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Patita Pavana Gaura Nitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajakacharya Ashtotra Shatisha Srimati Hizvangais A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai ISKCON and BBT Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। आनंद कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से घोष श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री व्रज भूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया की जय। यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय। कलयुग पावन युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। बृहत मृदंग सेव की जय। श्री श्री परम करुणा निताय गौर चंद्र की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे। All glories to some devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to some devotees Hare Krishna. All glories to some devotees Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Pralada lada lada ine. Hiranyakashipur vakshaha. Silatankana kalaire. Ito nasimha parato nasimha. Yato yato yamitato nasimha. Bahena singa, hirayena singa. Narasimhamarim sharanam prapare. Tava kara kamala varena ka abhyuta singa. Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringam Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Narsinghadev, Jaya Narsinghadev, Narsinghadev, Jaya Narsinghadev. Jaya Palad Maharaj, Jaya Palad Maharaj, Jaya Palad Maharaj, Jaya Palad Maharaj. नरसिंह भगवान की जय, भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की जय।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. So we humbly request all the devotees to please be seated. And we humbly request His Grace Shantavigra Prabhu and our dear Ananda Chaitanya Prabhu to please be seated also on the stage. And the Kirtan Walas, Sachisuda Prabhu, please organize the Kirtanyas. So the evening will be a full pack, hour and a half, 2 hours of Gaura, Nityananda, Katha, and Kirtan, Bhajan in between. So the Bhajan and Kirtan would be like 15 minutes, and then the Kirtan, the little Katha discourses will be 10, 12 minutes, and alternatingly, it will be like that. So, Shantaprabhu. So, the Kirtanyas, Anirudh Prabhu will do after this. So, we'll need the Kirtan people, the Mridangas, and everybody. Varun and who play Mridanga, you should be seated, so that as soon as they are done, you're not coming on then. Otherwise, we continue the Katha. So Govinda and everybody who will, Anirudh Prabhu, you can please be seated in front of the harmonium. You will be doing Kirtan. And please note, not more than 15 minutes. So somebody should have a clock somewhere. So we don't have to like go and signal anybody to stop. It should be known that it's a precise evening condensed with Gaura Leela and Gaura Nityananda Leela, glorifying their Lordship, Shri Shri Paramakanda Nitai Gaura Chandra, setting the scene, setting the pace for tomorrow morning session. We will be experiencing, there will be a transcendental, accurate. This will be exporting each and every one of you, with the help of Rupa Goswami and all the other priests that are here, on a transcendental platform, on a transcendental abode. Please be seated. Get some chairs. Why you are standing? So to gear our consciousness up for that session tomorrow, you can sit. To gear up our consciousness so that tomorrow we have, of course, the Kirtan will play an important role in that. And at the same time, to hear Ananda Chaitanya Prabhu and Gaura Leela glorifying the deities, along with His Grace Shantavigra Prabhu, will be an amazing experience this evening. So without any further ado, I'd like to ask His Grace Ananda Chaitanya Prabhu. I don't know, where's our dear operators? Ananda Chaitanya Prabhu.
I'm okay. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Grim Yat Kripatamaham Bande Shri Gurundinataranam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. Wonderful to be here. So as we meditate on Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the opening of the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur glorifies Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says, actually he glorifies Gaura Nitai. He explains in the opening verse, he says, Ajanu lambita bhajo kanakavadhato sankirtanaika pitaro kamalaya taksho vishwambara dvijavaro yugadharma palo vande jagat priyakaro karunavataro. So this is Gaura Nitai. They are described as Ajanu lambita bujau, their arms go down to their knees. So they're very, very long arms. In another place it's described that they're nyagroda parimandala. So this basically means that they're as long as they are wide. So if you imagine that they're spreading their arms out like this, so they're basically 4 cubits wide and 4 cubits long. A cubit is basically from here to here. All right? So they're 4 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. So this is Nyagroda Parimandala. So beautiful. So they're exquisitely beautiful forms. We have some background music. So they're exquisitely beautiful forms. So when we look upon the deity, we understand that actually this is Gauranitai. There's a wonderful pastime describing Gauridas Pandit. Gauridas Pandit is actually in the Kavi Karnapur's Gaur Ganadesh Deepika. It describes how various associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have their Vraj counterparts. So Gauridas Pandit is Subal Sakha, one of Krishna's closest friends. So Gauridas Pandit, he's a great devotee of the Lord. And he has a brother. His brother's name is Suryadas Sarakela. Suryadas Sarakela's 2 daughters are Vishuddha and Janva, and they become the consorts of Lord Nityananda. So their uncle, Janva and Vishuddha's uncle, is Gauridas Pandit. So Gauridas Pandit is a great devotee of the Lord. So on one occasion, Gauranitai, Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, they visit Gauridas Pandit. And he's just so absorbed in their beauty, in their finesse, in their words, in their silky soft voice. He's just immersed in every aspect of them. So when they're about to leave, they say, okay, we're going to leave now. Then he begs them, please don't go. Please stay. If you leave, then I don't know what I'll do with my life. He's begging them to stay. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, okay, we will carve deities of ourselves. So this is the advent of the Gauranitai deity. So there are Gauranitai deities carved of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda. And they are there to stay in the house of Gauridas Pandit. So when Gauridas Pandit is looking, and now he has the real Gauranitai, and then he has the deities of Gauranitai. And he says to the moving Gauranitai, so now we have moving non-deities and non-moving deities, right? So moving non-deities and non-moving deities, right? So there's one deity of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, one deity of Lord Nityananda, and then one moving Gauranga Mahaprabhu and one moving Lord Nityananda. And so the moving Lord Nityananda Mahaprabhu, they say, okay, we're going to go now. You have the deities. And he says, no, I want the real Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda. So you two please stay, and they can go. So then they swap. So the moving Gauranitai become the deity Gauranitai, and the deity Gauranitai become the walking Gauranitai. So they're about to leave. And then Gauridas Pandit's confused. He says, hey, hold on, but I want the real Gauranitai. I want you to stay. So then again they swap. The moving Gauranitai become the deity's Gauranitai, and the deity Gauranitai become the moving Gauranitai. And like this, they go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And Gauridas Pandit he's getting dizzy. And he doesn't know who's the real Gauranitai and who's just the deity Gauranitai. After this goes back and forth, after some time, Gauridas Pandit gets the point. What's the point? What's the lesson? What's the lesson there for all of us? That actually this deity is not a deity. This is their lordships themselves. And by their unlimited mercy, what are they called? They're called Parama Karuna. Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra. Parama Karuna Pahu Dui Jana Nitai Gaura Chand. Lord Chandas Thakur has sung this beautiful bhajan which describes the unlimited mercy of Gaura Nitai. Srila Prabhupada suggested to one disciple of his, Dhananjay Prabhu, that take Gaura Nitai deities, make them into dolls and distribute them on the streets. And tell people, take these dolls, they're lucky dolls. Keep them in your home. Offer a bit of incense. Everyone's into incense and meditation. Offer a bit of incense. Offer them a bit of water every day, and they'll bring you good luck. They're ready to go in the homes of meat eaters. They're ready to go in the homes of people who drink alcohol and do drugs and all sorts of other activities simply to give their mercy. And in the same wave, they've traveled all over the world. We have Gaura Nitai here in Guyana, here in Georgetown. They're here, they have manifest. But is this stone, wood, marble? No. Depending on our consciousness, depending on how we approach them, depending on how we interact with them, this is Gaura Nitai. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Shanta Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti Yam Shyam Sundaram Achinti Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. It's described that depending on the vision that we have, for one whose eyes are anointed with the salve of love for the Lord, they see that this is actually the Lord. So it depends on our state of consciousness. So we have to understand that, yes, as Gauridas Pandit realized, he experienced on that wonderful day, that actually, yes, this is Sakshat Gaura Nitai. They are right there, standing on the altar, and they're committed to being there for the next 10,000 years, or at least for the next 9,500 years. Yeah? So Gaura Nitai appeared 500 years ago. The 10,000-year golden age is there. Gaura Nitai are here for the next 9,500 years. They've come in order to give their mercy far and wide to anyone and everyone. Anyone who's willing to accept it, and even those who are unwilling to accept it, they're giving their mercy. But they especially give their mercy to the devotees, to everyone here. And the more we worship them, the more they become the center of our lives. Everything we do is for their pleasure. We think of them in our mind's eye. Whenever we're about to engage in some activity, we beg for their mercy. Before we chant our rounds, we pray to them, please allow me to hear the holy name. Before we read Bhagavatam, before we read Prabhupada's books, please allow me, manifest before my eyes. Please be, as Prabhu sung this beautiful verse from the opening of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, may the Lord Sachinandan be manifest in the chambers of our hearts. This is the Ashirvad, the blessing of Kaviraj Goswami in the opening of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So let us engage with them. Let us chant the holy names with great love, with great devotion, knowing that this is the best way to worship their lordships. What do Gaura Nitai need the most? More than any kind of offering, they want kirtan. They want to hear the holy names of the Lord. And the more we sing, yearn, sing from our hearts, begging for their mercy, the more they will manifest, the more they'll become present here, the more they'll affect the whole of Guyana, and the more they will be present in our hearts. So let us call them into our hearts. Last thing, Sanatana Goswami says that as we chant the holy names of the Lord, we build a bridge. We build a bridge, and we are inviting the Lord to walk across that bridge and enter into our hearts. So let this be one of the meditations for this evening. That is, you're chanting. chant loud, chant hard, chant with your hearts, and build a stronger and stronger bridge which their lordships can walk across and enter into the chambers of our hearts. Jai Paramakaruna Nitai Sachita Nitai Gaurachandra Ki Jai. I'm new here.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai.
Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jai Gauranitai.
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol.
Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Hare Krishna, Shri Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki. Thank you very much, Aniruddha Prabhu. So I'd like to now humbly request S.G. Shantavigar Prabhu to continue with Nectarian Chaitanya Leela, pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Followed after him, Kirtan will be led by Govinda Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Lord Chaitanya would sometimes walk through the streets of Navadvip and have very beautiful exchanges with the various members of the community. In the street, Gaurasundar gave and received great pleasure while talking with anyone he happened to meet. No one knew that he was the Supreme Lord, but everyone gave him respect. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Shachinandana, walked casually throughout the town so that everyone could see him, although he was unapproachable by even the Devatas. One day, Nimai came to a weaver's house. The weaver received his guest with great respect. The Lord said, "Bring me a fine piece of cloth." And so the weaver went and immediately produced a very good piece. "How much will you take for this?" asked Nimai. Whatever you want to give, replied the weaver. Nimai estimated the cost of the cloth and said, I have no coins today. My dear respected Brahmana, said the weaver, you can give me the money in 10 or 15 days. Take this cloth and wear it. If you are satisfied with it, then pay me later. Nimai cast his merciful glance over the weaver and left. At a milkman's house, Nimai took advantage of his position as a Brahmana. Bring me some milk and yogurt, said Gaura Sundara. Today I will accept some charity from you. To the milkman, Nimai looked like Cupid personified. Carefully and with great respect, the milkman's family and friends seated Nimai and began joking with him. With affection, they called him Uncle. Uncle, come to my house and eat some rice, said one milkman while grabbing him by the arm, as if he would take him by force. No, come to my house, said another jokingly. Don't you remember how you ate at my house previously? Actually, Nimai had never visited any of their houses, except in his previous appearance as Sri Krishna. In this way, the milkman could not understand the truth of his joking, nor did Nimai reveal it. The milkman brought milk, ghee, yogurt, and cream, offering it to Nimai. The Lord was pleased with the milkman. After blessing him, he left the house for a perfume maker. The perfume manufacturer received Nimai with great respect and offered prayers at his lotus feet. Nimai said, My dear brother, bring me some good perfume. The perfume maker immediately went inside and came back with his best creations. What is the price? Asked Nimai. The perfume maker replied, Just take one that you like. Use it for a few days. If it suits you, you pay me whatever you like. The perfume maker smeared fragrant oil all over Nimai's body and felt indescribable pleasure from this service. Nimai blessed the perfume maker and then went to the house of a florist. The florist was astonished to see such an enchanting person. He offered his obeisances to the Lord and seated him with great respect and affection. Nimai said, I would like a very beautiful garland, but I have no money to pay for it. Noticing that Nimai appeared like a divine personality, the florist replied, You do not have to give me anything. He then brought a beautiful garland and placed it around the Lord's neck. This pleased Nimai very much, and he began to laugh, as did the disciples and students that accompanied him. The Lord blessed the florist and then went to a betel leaf dealer's house. The merchant felt that he had Cupid as a guest. After very respectfully touching Nimai's lotus feet, he offered him a seat. It is my great fortune to have you as a guest in my humble dwelling, he said as he spontaneously prepared a betel leaf and offered it to the Lord. Why did you give me a betel leaf without being paid? Asked Nimai with a sweet smile. I simply acted at the urging of my heart, replied the betel leaf merchant. And this way, the Lord would walk through. He would go to an astrologer's house and have a very amazing exchange with that astrologer. But one of the most intimate exchanges the Lord would have was with a banana salesman by the name of Sridhar. This is one of the most beautiful exchanges that I find that Lord Chaitanya has. Because Sridhar is not, nobody knows who he is. He's very inconspicuous. He's very poor. In many communities, when you go, unfortunately, often the persons who sit on the asana and give the class, or manage the temples, or lead the kirtan, or maybe get mentioned at the announcements for cooking the feast or sponsors. They are the ones that are recognized. But actually, in every community, there are those gems that exist that if we take the time to look, sometimes I feel that the reason why Krishna remains in that community is because of these gems that we sometimes have to mine to find. And there's many of those gems in Guyana. Very many. And I could call some names also. But I won't do that here. So listen to this very beautiful exchange that the Lord has with Sridhar. Nimai was always very pleased with Sridhar's behavior, and he took advantage of any excuse to visit him. They would converse confidentially and joke with one another. In this way, several hours of the day were often passed very happily. Sridhar would offer his obeisances and a seat. And as soon as the Lord arrived, Sridhar's calm and mild personality was a vivid contrast to the Lord's stormy nature. Nimai Pandit asked, Sridhar, you always chant the holy name of the Lord. Why are you so poor? What is the reason for your suffering? You serve the husband and master of the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi. Why then are you always in need of food and clothing? I am not starving, and you can see I'm always wearing clothes, replied Sridhar. Admittedly, they are not very good. But at least my body is covered. Nimai said, but Sridhar, your clothes are torn in several places. And I know that you have no rice in your house. Look around you. All of the people worship the goddess Chandi or Durga, and none of them are in want of food or clothing. You have made a good point, replied Sridhar. But truthfully, everyone's life is more or less the same. The king may live in a palace surrounded by great opulence, and he may eat very sumptuously. The birds may live in trees and gather the most humble food. But basically, everyone's approach to life is similar. By the Lord's design, each of us must fulfill the duties of our respective positions, and while doing so, we more or less behave alike. Actually, I'm very satisfied with the life I am living. Nimai said, I am sure you have immense wealth hidden somewhere, and you are enjoying very tasty food in secret. Soon, I will reveal this to all the people. Let us see for how long you can cheat society. And later on, there's a very beautiful passage when the Lord did reveal Sridhar's wealth. Sridhar replied, my dear Brahmana, please come in and see my house. We should not unnecessarily argue. Nimai said, I am not going to let you off so easily. What are you going to feed me today? I make a meager living by selling leaf cups, replied Sridhar. What can I hope to offer to you? Nimai assured, I will not touch your hidden wealth right now. If you simply give me some banana root and banana stalks without taking any money, I will not argue with you any longer. Sridhar thought to himself, this Brahman is very aggressive. Someday, he may even beat me. But if he does, what can I do? I really cannot afford to give him what he demands every day. Still, he looks like such a wonderful personality. How could he possibly be an ordinary human being? Let him take whatever I have, by force or by trick. I think this must be my good fortune. Despite my poverty, I will continue to give him whatever he wants. Having come to this conclusion, Sridhar replied, dear Brahmana, you do not have to pay for anything. I will give you whatever you want with a cheerful heart. take some bananas and whatever leaf cups I have, but please do not fight with me anymore. Yes, this is quite satisfactory, Nehemiah responded. But please make sure that I get good quality bananas, banana stalks, and radish. Daily, Nehemiah ate with Sridhar from his leaf cups, relishing his cooking. When a pumpkin grew on Sridhar's roof, the Lord had it especially cooked with milk and hot spices. And in this way, Lord Chaitanya and Sridhar would daily have exchanges.
Shri Gaurang Mahaprabhu ki. Thank you, Shantayu Guru Prabhu. So over to Govinda Premi Prabhu. I'd like to invite Ronald Prabhu, Trivikram, to please come forward on stage.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Everyone, please.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jaya Parama Karuna, Jaya Nitai Gaura Chanda, Jaya Parama Karuna, Jaya Nitai Gaura Chanda.
Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra
Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra
Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra.
Thank you, Govinda Prabhu. So we'll be hearing once again from His Grace Ananda Chaitanya Prabhu.
Beautiful kirtan. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So one of our acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he describes the eightfold daily pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rupa Goswami has written the Ashtakalya Leela for Radha and Krishna, the eightfold daily pastimes for Radha Krishna. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes the eightfold daily pastimes, the Ashtakalya Leela for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I won't go through everything, it's quite detailed, but his day starts at 6 a.m. So his Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's days are split into 8 sections, Ashtakal, 8 sections. So the day starts at 6 a.m. He's a bit of a late riser, but actually, he doesn't actually sleep very much like Radha Krishna. So this day starts at 6 a.m. until 8:24, that's the first section. Then 8:24 till 10:48, that's the second section. So it's 2-hour, 24-minute sections. Then the next section is from 10:48 until 3:36. That's 4 hours, 48 minutes. So it's 2 lots of 2 hours, 24 minutes. And then 3:36 p.m. until 6 p.m. Again, 2 hours, 24 minutes. 6 p.m. till 8:24 p.m. 8:24 p.m. till 10:48 p.m. Then 10:48 p.m. until 3:36 a.m. And then finally 3:36 a.m. until 6 a.m. During these eightfold daily pastimes, there is a whole lot of kirtan going on, a lot of chanting of the holy names. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's favorite activity, and this is also why I mentioned that the best way to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the best way to serve Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra is kirtan. Of course, we give them offerings of bhoga, we dress them, we bathe them, we offer them wonderful flower garlands and so many other things. But the best worship is kirtan. This is their favorite pastime, their favorite activity. At one point, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decides to have regular kirtans in Navadvip Mayapur with his most intimate associates. He hand-picked who attends these kirtans. No one else is allowed. It's a very strict guest list. Only the A-list guests are allowed at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's nocturnal kirtans. So these kirtans are going on, and everyone is in ecstasy. They're in bliss. The kind of ecstasies which are exhibited, Shastra talks about Ashta Sattvika Vikar. There are 8 bodily symptoms, transformations which take place at the phase of the stage of bhava and beyond. Bhava is the 8th and preliminary stage of love of Godhead. So the kind of ecstasy that they experience are even beyond. So in Shastra it describes these 8 bodily symptoms, transformations. But what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and some of his associates experience are even beyond Shastra. So what they're experiencing is off the scale. So they're very intimate kirtans. And that's why not everyone can come. They take place in the home of Srivas Thakur. His home is called Srivas Angan. It's very and then nighttime kirtans. When everyone else is sleeping, then these devotees, they're ecstatically jumping and dancing and singing their hearts out, like we're all doing this evening. So these nocturnal kirtans were going on. Now, on one occasion, there was a Brahmana. This Brahmana was very austere. He only drank milk and only ate fruits. He was very disciplined, very well behaved, had all good qualities. So he went to Srivas Thakur and he said, this is your home. And I've always been curious about these kirtans. I'd really, really like to take part one evening. Will you allow me to come? Please. Pretty please. Pretty please with sugar on top. We have this in English in England. Please allow me to come to your kirtan. So Srivas Thakur said, it's a very strict list. I can't allow anyone and everyone to come. But then the Brahmana explained that I'm very well behaved and I only drink milk and eat fruits. Please, will you allow me to come? So Srivas Thakur said, he's pretty austere. He seems pretty sincere. He's dedicated. Okay, I'll sneak you in. You can come. So the Brahmana that night, Srivas Thakur sneaks him in through the back door. And the kirtan begins. And they're chanting, they're dancing. But it's not quite the same this evening. And so then suddenly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he stops the kirtan. And he says, hold on. Every evening I experience the extremities of bliss. I think it can't get any better. And then it does. But tonight, there's something wrong. Something is amiss. And I can only put it down to one thing. There's someone here. There's someone here who shouldn't be here. Who's here? Who's here that's not usually here? And he looks around and he tells all of his associates, find the imposter. Whoever it is, find him. There's someone here who shouldn't be here. So then Srivas Thakur owns up. He says, my dear Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I allowed the Brahmana in. He's here. But really, he's so sincere. And you know, he only drinks milk and eats fruits. He should be here, surely. He's so austere. He's so wonderful. He's so gentle. He's so humble. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very angry. He says, do you think that I can be purchased simply through austerities? Do you simply think that a particular lifestyle will allow admittance into my innermost circle? No. That is not the price. That is not the price. There is no material price to be paid to come close to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explain? What is the price? What price must we pay? Who wants to be in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's nocturnal kirtans? Hands. Don't be shy. Yeah? Okay, so some of you don't. So, of course, we'd all love to be in these kirtans. What is the price to be paid? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that devotion. Devotion is the real price to be paid. So when Mahaprabhu sees devotion in the heart, then he will allow us into his innermost circle of devotees. So then the Brahmana, he looks very dejected. He's humbled. He's very embarrassed to have snuck in this way. So then he leaves. He leaves that place. Mahaprabhu's heart, it's described that Mahaprabhu is both as strong as a thunderbolt and at the same time he's as soft as a rose. This is the nature of a great personality. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is as strong as a thunderbolt, so the Brahmana experienced that strength. But when he saw that the Brahmana had gone away, humbled, rejected, then Mahaprabhu's heart softened. So he told his associates, he told Srivas Thakur, call him back. Call him back. So the Brahmana returned. And Mahaprabhu at that point, Shri Shri Parama Karuna Nitai Gaurachandra Ki Jai. At that point, he comes back, he pays his obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu gives him prema right there. He gives him prema, and therefore he gives him the qualification to be at the kirtan. And so the Brahmana is allowed to stay, and he can remain, and he is also experiencing the ecstasy of chanting and dancing in the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his most exalted associates. This access is not only for those who were there 540 years ago or 520 years ago in Navadvip Mayapur. This access is available to anyone and everyone, because this access is based on devotion. This access is based on consciousness. So the more that we can develop real love, the more that we can develop real attachment towards the Lord, the more we will be admitted into an inner circle. But there are degrees of circles. There's the inner circle, and then there's the more inner circle, and then there's the innermost circle. So we must strive. We have so many goals in life. Who doesn't have goals? We will have goals in the external world, but we must also have spiritual goals. And one of those goals is to one day become qualified to be in Svetadvip, to be in Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Leela, and to also partake in these wonderful, eternal, nocturnal kirtans. And how to become qualified? It begins here, right now. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Kirtan will be led next by Vishaka Mataji. So let us all chant loudly together in chorus.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Everyone again.
Hare Hare.
Loudly.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Put your hands up and we'll chant this one Mahamantra very loudly.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Vishaka Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So one of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's primary associates in Navadvip is Advaita Acharya. Much before the advent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Advaita Acharya was residing. He had two main residences. One was in Navadvip, Mayapur, Advaita Bhavan. Many of you will have been there. And then there's another place called Shantipur, which is on the banks of the Ganges. So Advaita Acharya was seeing the nature of the age of Kali. He was seeing the degradation which was taking place, the lack of morals and values. Even then, 500 and something years ago, he was seeing this degradation and it was disturbing him. He was seeing the lack of devotion in the hearts and minds of the populace. He was seeing rituals and ritualistic activities increasing, and real devotion, real bhakti was reducing. So he's very disturbed. And he was trying his best. He was a very well-respected Brahmana. He had many, many disciples, many followers. But the general populace weren't listening to him. So he felt that there was only one solution. Krishna says, of course, in the Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamayaham. That Krishna comes time and time again. When there's a rise in irreligion, then he comes in order to set things straight. So Advaita Acharya said, the only solution is if the Lord himself descends. So Advaita Acharya took it upon himself that I will call the Lord to manifest, to come, to avatar. Avatar means to descend. So he took a Shaligram Shila, Lord Vishnu. He took tulsi leaves, and he took some Ganges water. He was in Shantipur. He was residing right next to the Ganges. They say that actually those who are serious about devotion, they will always reside near a river, near a holy river. Because then their puja, their worship, they can take the holy waters. So he took the holy Ganges water. He worshipped the Shaligram Shila with Tulsi and Ganges water. So the Gautamiya Tantra explains, Tulasi dalamatrena jalasya chulukena va vikri nites vamanatanam vikri nites vamatmanam bhakte bhyo bhaktavatsala. That the Lord is actually very easily pleased. Sometimes we think it's such a difficult task to please Krishna. So difficult. But actually, the Lord is easily pleased. You don't need so many items. You don't need necessarily complex worship. The main thing that the Lord is bound by, the main thing that affects and stirs the Lord's heart is bhakti, is love, loving devotion. Bhakte bhyo bhakta vatsala. Vatsa. Vatsa means calf. Yeah? So the Lord is like a cow, and his devotees are like calves. We're like the Lord's calves. So very often you'll see that elders in Vedic culture, they'll call the youngsters, they'll call them vats. Vats. It's such a beautiful term, such a beautiful way to call someone. It means my dear child. So we're the dear children of the Lord. And all it says, Vikri nites vamatmanam. He gives himself, he's purchased. Vikri nita, he's purchased by devotion. And when he sees just a little bit of devotion, he gives himself. So Advaita Acharya, he's worshipping the Shaligram Shila. He's called, and then he calls out to the Lord. And the Chaitanya Bhagavat describes that there's hunkara, means he's shouting out, and I seem to be talking about this topic of shouting out to the Lord quite a lot. But he's just shouting out to the Lord from the top of his voice, from the top of his lungs, but even more so from the innermost recesses of his heart. He's just shouting out for the Lord. And that was only half loud. I can do much louder, but I don't want to disturb you. But he shouts out to the Lord. And it's described that he shouts out so loud, so earnestly. He's yearning for the Lord's presence, for the Lord to manifest. It's described that his shouting, it reaches through, it goes through the stratosphere. It pierces through all of the various layers of the universe, and it goes all the way to Vaikuntha, and the Lord hears. He hears Advaita Acharya's shouting. So this inspires the Lord to manifest. There are various reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifests, but there's one key reason. One key reason. This is an external reason. There are internal reasons for the Lord's manifestation, and there are external reasons for the Lord's manifestation. This philosophy is fascinating. It's so deep, so multi-layered, complex but simple at the same time. The way our acharyas describe it is very complex, but the way Srila Prabhupada describes it and spells it all out for us, this is the mastery. What's very complex is made so very simple and understandable. So this is one of the external reasons for the Lord's manifestation, Advaita Acharyas calling out. So Advaita Acharya is older than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Eventually, of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu manifests. Advaita Acharya is 52 years older than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So everyone is giving Advaita Acharya respect. He's like the grandfather of the Vaishnava community. He's a very learned Brahmana, a very learned Vaishnava. He has great devotion. Everyone gives Chaitanya Mahaprabhu respect. Everyone gives Advaita Acharya respect, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Advaita Acharya can just about accept the respect of the general populace, but he finds it very difficult to accept the respect coming from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he's always begging Mahaprabhu, please, treat me like your servant. This is my identity. Everyone, Ekale Ishwara Krishna, Ara Sabha Britya. Everyone is a servant of the one Ishwara, Krishna, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So please, I beg you, treat me like your servant. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu denies. He says, no, I won't do it. You're my senior. So this battle goes on. And it's a very sweet battle. But it goes on for a long, long time. Advaita Acharya realizes, I will never win this battle. So he has to go to extreme lengths. So what does Advaita Acharya do? Advaita Acharya begins to preach a very twisted philosophy. He begins to explain that actually Gyan, see, there are different stages of yoga. There's Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and then ultimately Bhakti Yoga. So what Advaita Acharya begins to do is he begins to say that Jnana Yoga, understanding the absolute through philosophy, and ultimately as you understand, you transcend all attachments, and impersonal liberation is the topmost realization. Vadanti tat tattvam vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmetmi paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdyate. The absolute truth, the supreme Lord, is understood in three conceptions. They are layered, and one is superior to the other. One by one, they're superior. So Brahman, the impersonal conception of the Lord, is the inferior conception of the Lord. That God is some light, is some energy. This is the third and inferior most level of realization. Then the Paramatma realization, that the Lord is residing in everyone's hearts. This is better than Brahman realization, but still not quite there. The third and most important is Bhagavan realization, that the Lord is a person. The Lord is a person upon whom we repose our love and our devotion. So Advaita Acharya begins to propose and preach this impersonal realization, this Brahman realization of the Lord. And if there's anything that will get Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going, is if someone is preaching impersonal philosophy. So he hears that Advaita Acharya, one of his foremost devotees, is talking about the impersonal conception. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he rushes over to Advaita Acharya, and he is burning with anger. He's boiling over. He can't believe that Advaita Acharya is preaching like this. Advaita Acharya is 52 years older than him. He's an old man. He's in his 70s. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes him, he strikes him, and he throws him to the floor, and he starts beating Advaita Acharya. Everyone's shocked. My God, what's come over Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? What's happening here? Everyone can't believe their eyes. He's an old man. And then Advaita Acharya's wife comes. Her name is Sita Thakurani. And she says, what is going on? What are you doing to my husband? Can't you see that he's an old man? Leave him alone. All of the devotees are so distraught. Imagine the scene. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is boiling with anger. And Advaita Acharya gets up and he starts to dance and chant in ecstasy. He's so blissful because he says, at last, the day has come. The Lord has accepted me as his servant. The Lord has accepted me as his subordinate. And he says, Chaitanya Dasamui, Chaitanya Das, Chaitanya Dasamui, Taradasya Das. I am a servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am a servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I am a servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And I am a servant of his servants. So although everyone else is shocked, they're placated, they calm down because they see that Advaita Acharya is not only okay, he's fine, but he's actually in the highest bliss, the most ecstasy of his life. So, let us think of Advaita Acharya, and let us think, there are some people in the audience, not all of you, most of you are joining in, but some of you who are a little passive. So let me request everyone to wholeheartedly join in to this. This is the last kirtan? The last? So, 2 more sessions. So, for the last part of this evening, we only have a half hour left. Please all join in. Think of Advaita Acharya. Think of him calling out, and he calls out so loud that the Lord hears in Vaikuntha. His voice pierces through the stratosphere. It reaches Vaikuntha, and it reaches the ears of the Lord. The louder we chant, the more we chant from our hearts, the more the Lord will hear, and the more he will be purchased. The more he'll be purchased by our devotion. Shri Shri Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan Yagya ki Jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
together once
Hare.
again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ki Jai, Jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Shri Prabhu. So now we will have a final session of Kirtan by two Matajis all the way from Skeldan, daughters of the late Jagannath Sevaka Prabhu. So if you like, if you have been sitting for the last 2-3 hours, this is last Kirtan, and you can also stand, you can also dance, you can move a little. I'm sure you're tired sitting, so if you like, please stand, please dance. And of course, prasad is there. Dinner prasad is there for everyone. So please, feel free to engage as much as possible. So over to Matajis.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Hema and Divya Matajis, for those kirtan. So this brings us to the end of this evening's session of 3 hours kirtan plus pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We'd like to thank very much His Grace Anand Chaitanya Prabhu as well as His Grace Shandavigar Prabhu for so nicely sharing those wonderful pastimes, especially from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. And I'm sure that there's a lot more that we'll want to immerse ourselves in hearing these beautiful pastimes. And also to all the kirtaners, all the devotees who came out this evening, thank you all very much. And please remember to have dinner prasad before you leave. We would like to invite everyone for tomorrow morning, which will be day 2 of this Daśama-Vārṣikotsavaḥ celebration, 10 years of honoring their lordships, moving in here at the temple. So tomorrow morning from 9 a.m. onwards will be the special Daśama-Vārṣikotsavaḥ Mahayagya. Also, we'd like to welcome this evening His Grace Rupa Goswami Prabhu is here. He's busy at the